digital transformation. Today's topic is a vast topic to cover within 30 minutes or 35 minutes is very difficult. But all business people and IT people are here in the panel. I would request them to have an interactive session, share their experiences about digital transformation. So what we mean by digital transformation, let us understand what is digitalization. It is a process of using digital technologies to transform how banks operate and provide services. So basically when we adopted technology, it is a digitalization. And then accordingly, whether we adopted a business process reengineering to enable technology to bring value to the business, that is most important. So first level of BPR is most important. And if we are not done first level of BPR, today we are into third or fourth level of BPR. We are talking about the transformation. The digital transformation basically adopting new technologies, means latest technology. I was going through the presentation of many of the IT companies or their representative here, and they are presenting their products. So I was surprised whether we are adopting those products, we are using those products or not. So business planning and everything. So having technology, yesterday technology you cannot operate. You will have to update continuously. Today many of them we are talking about artificial intelligence and all. So whether we are really capable of adopting it or whether we have taken this technology to our staff, those who are using it, and making them empowered for using technology, whether their awareness level is created. And thirdly, whether the technology has been understood by the customers. Today, I remember that Arundhati Bhattacharya, ex-chairman of State Bank of India, she mentioned that all banks are starving for liability management. We are finding it difficult to mobilize deposits because the new generation has a bigger aptitude for the risk management. They are ready to take more risk and they are investing into stock. They feel that there is an interest, good return on the stock. So whether we are changing ourselves to those environment or not, whether we are required to, we are having an approach towards them, to the customers, we are servicing them properly or not. I personally feel as a banker that it is not the yield or the interest on how much we are offering to the investor or how much we are charging to the customers. But the earlier panel, there was a discussion that the customers are expecting immediate services. We can say they want a decision immediately to be given. So that is what is the requirement, and technology can do that. Technology can enable it. But technology should reach to the customers. Customers should be very happy with the technology, or they should be aware that this bank is providing these financial services are available with me, and today I can easily operate. It is not only that we are complying with the financial parameters or not. One bank, earlier discussion, there was that we have a CASA deposit of 55% and all. But I personally feel that it is not only a CASA deposit, how you are managing your profit. You can enhance, you can increase your profit by using technology. That is what is most important. Technology usage is having technology, utilizing technology. That is most important. Ultimately, if my profit have pressure, my net interest margin has a pressure, I can have a more cost on deposit and lower income from the borrowers. If they are, I want to mobilize good borrowers with me, there is always a pressure on NIM. So how can I increase my profit? I can reduce my operational cost. So technology can enable you to reduce your per transaction cost. That is what should be my aim towards technology. My technology should be for customer services, customer-centric approach, and reducing my transaction cost and ultimately operational cost. Per employee business should be increased. So that is most important. And how the technology is going to add value to the business. That is most important. There was one approach from the cooperative bankers that I am doing a social service. Yes, we are doing a social service. Every banking industry is doing a social service. All commercial banks are doing social service. But ultimately, to protect there was a session, first session was on corporate governance, and it was mentioned, our NAPCAP chairman, he also mentioned that we are using depositors' money. So how can we protect them? We can protect them only if we have a proper risk management. Proper risk management is possible only if we have a technology with me. And if technology analysis is done properly, then only it is possible. I would like to share one incident without naming the banks and all. I was on Indian Banks Association for 7 years. We did a lot of interaction with the governor, deputy governor. And as I found that the regulators are not so strict, you have to take up your case to them, you have to argue with them because they are not well versed with the business. They are only looking to the regulating the business. But they are not saying, as Mr. Dadlani was, this Vitlani was saying about Varacha Cooperative Bank, that after getting a penalty also he could get more licenses for opening up branches. He has put up his case to the Reserve Bank of India, the regulators. He fought for that. That itself indicates that regulators are not having a stringent approach. Only they are more concerned about protecting interest of the depositors. That is why there is a corporate governance policies. The present report is on the risk-based present report. They are asking us to have a risk-based audit and all. So technology can definitely add value. I just would like to quote one incident, which is 10 years before, when Reserve Bank of India has deregulated interest rate on savings bank deposit. So immediately India's topmost bank has increased interest rates on savings bank deposit to 7%. That time, the new generation private sector bank, Kotak Mahindra Bank, was offering around 7% interest on saving deposit. So this bank, to compete with others and prove themselves that they are first in doing this, they increased interest rate to saving bank deposit on 7%. So then I made the chairman and managing director say, it's harming the depositors. It is not interest sensitive deposit, it is a service sensitive deposit. So we should improve on the services instead of improve on the interest rate. So his argument was that we are competing with Kotak Mahindra Bank, we are a big bank and all, we are going to be privatized very soon. So I had to fight with those banks also. But the analysis was not available with them. The Kotak Mahindra Bank saving bank deposit was only 10% of the total deposit. That is why they could offer 7%. And they wanted to mobilize the resources. But this bank was having around 30-35% of the CASA deposit. Then ultimately we had a meeting with the deputy governor along with number 2-3 banks. So I called a conference for top 10 banks and then to put up to them that if we are using this deregulation power in this fashion, entire sector will be suffered. And no other new generation bank is offering this kind of deposits. Why we want to do that? So it was an ego issue, but ultimately they agreed. But meanwhile, after 2 to 3 months it was going on, and in 3 months' time, they lost nearly 32 crores rupees. So it is a loss to them, but good that they agreed and then the entire corporate sector is saved. Otherwise, we would have been forced to offer more interest rate on deposits. So why it happened? Because they have never analyzed their SIM. So digital transformation should add value to the business. There has to be a proper analysis system. We are talking about ALM system and all. Whether ALM is used only for the regulatory compliances or ALM is used for the pricing policy also. Whether ALM is used for, we can say, changing my portfolio maturity pattern and all. How can we do that? How can we manage it? That is most important. So digital technology, it should be a customer-centric. So again, I'm coming to this. The transformation happens only if we consider the customer requirement, the customer journey towards the banking, and how the technology fast is changing, and what is the requirement of the customer, what is their wish list. Then secondly, we should have a modern infrastructure. As Manoj was mentioning in the earlier session, I think it's the first session, that he mentioned that we should have a heavy back-end technology, and front-end, the applications used by the customer should be easy to use it. The customer should find it easy for using the application. That is what is the modernized infrastructure. Data analysis I mentioned, and the security measures. I think Arti is there from Cosmos Bank. They are the best to discuss on this. And the SMAC. How are we? SMAC means S stands for social media. So how can we use social media for mobilizing deployed as well as improving our reputation, increasing our brand. Then M means mobile banking. Nobody wants the internet banking today. Everybody is switching over to the mobile only because they have, India is having the highest smartphone users. So we should, everybody is switching to mobile. So how can we offer mobile banking? What are the features we are offering to mobile banking? A stand for analytics. So analysis is most important. We should have analysis of everything. Each bank should have an analytical team. They should analyze the data. I personally feel that we are sitting on a huge wealth today. And there is no need to go outside, but internally, if we analyze the business, the quality of data, if we improve, analyze the business for next 3 times, we can grow on the existing data analysis only. That is what is my. And C is the cloud. So cloud means not necessarily we should go to the cloud infrastructure. We can discuss with our big banks also. They may be having additional infrastructure available facilities. We can share their facilities. So cloud services are more important. And then energizing and optimizing infrastructure, the digital ecosystem. And sorry, I forgot to change the slides. Okay. The digital ecosystems and anytime, anywhere use a channel like UPI. So many times I found that we are using cards to the customers. We are giving them UPI facility, other payment facilities. But whether my customers, it has to reach to them, they should be very comfortable. My infrastructure should be so robust. Whenever they swipe the card, so within a second, they should get information how HDFC Bank, Axis Bank is giving. Why HDFC is increasing their business and profits today. Existing, it is only because of technology. We were just discussing about the gold loan and all. Do you know Mr. Aditya Puri was there as a MD of Axis Bank? He visited his rural branches and he found that there is a lot of business in gold and they started giving gold loans. So my business is done by HDFC Bank. Today they are my customers. And we are now we started focusing after a decade on the gold loan. But I was not having a proper data analysis, data with me, which technology can enable me. So the infrastructure, what I create, whether it is properly reaching to the customers, I'm empowering the staff, I'm empowering the operating people, and they are taking it to the down level, it is most important. And it should be a secured infrastructure. That is most important. I personally feel I'll request Arti to discuss this more on the cyber security. But I feel that Reserve Bank of India has issued guidelines on cyber security. If we comply that, because in my bank, I'm a board member of one of the bank. So there we are trying to comply with the Reserve Bank guidelines. And Reserve Bank guidelines, I found personally that we can come to a secured IT infrastructure. So how can we best use that? So today I have with me Mr. Jayaprasad, CEO of People's Cooperative Bank. Mr. Prasad, welcome on board. Mrs. Arti Dhole, she is now Joint Managing Director of Cosmos Bank. Earlier she was CTO in your I think agenda item, her designation is CTO, but she is Joint Managing Director. Let us congratulate her for her elevation to yesterday. And Mr. Varghese, he is Chief Operating Officer of the Pride Multi-State Cooperative Society. Hi, yes, yes. And then we have Mr. Adil Gandhi. He is MD of Prime Cooperative Bank. And Mr. Kailas, he is a DGM IT of Pune People's Cooperative Bank. So all these peoples, we have a business persons with us, we have IT guys with us. So let us discuss on that. I let it be instead of putting questions, I would like to, as a business guy, how Mr. Varghese you would like to use the technology. What are your expectations?
Beloved moderator Satish ji, other panelist members, dear cooperators, good afternoon one and all. First of all, let me thank Banking Frontiers for including me in this panel and giving me an opportunity to depict some of my experience to you. Before that, I would like to pay your attention. I have got 28 years of experience in banking, in Urban Bank. I would like to take a retro of banking in before 25 years. When I joined the bank, I was interested in gold loan section. At the time, there were no electronic weighing balance, no CBS, no computer, no pre-printed stationery, and not even calculators. The situation was like that. And, there were not much branches, banks, no NBFCs, this much branches in NBFCs. So, in my bank, only 25% is allowed to give gold loan. We will be issuing tokens to the loanees. So, my home is 15 kilometers away from my branch. People used to come to my house to grab a token for availing a gold loan. That was the situation 25 years back. All these things were doing manually. 30 to 40 minutes we took for issuing a gold loan. If I tell this thing to my junior staff, they will be laughing at me. That was a history. That has become a history. And right now, we have electronic weighing balance, CBS, all these amenities we were provided. Only they have to click in the computer, get the printouts, get it signed, and it will take only 3 to 5 minutes to issue a gold loan. Tremendously changed the scenario. See, if we were doing the same thing now, what would have been happened? So, that is the importance of digitalization, accepting technologies and all. So, what I would like to say is, in 2014, our business was 550 crores with 8 branches. And after 5 years, 2014, our former president, Pranab Mukherjee, he declared, he given Rupee card to India, 2014. And the next year itself, 2015, we started our own ATM. Then 2018, we got mobile banking license and we introduced our own app. And 2022, we were onboarded with UPA. We were the second bank in Kerala onboarded UPA in 2020. The business increased from 2014, it was 550. Then after 5 years, it became 553. Then now, we are doing 2024, 1,700 crores. That's our business. In Kerala, there are 58 urban cooperative banks. That is the scenario in Kerala, out of which there are 17 Tier 1 bank, 38 Tier 2, and 3 Tier 3 banks. No scheduled bank in Kerala, and no tier 4 bank in Kerala.
Great. I think you have challenges of credit cooperative societies also there.
Yes. There are more than 1,500 credit cooperative societies in Kerala.
Okay. Mr. Adil, as a business person, I would like to know from you, what are the innovative services you are offering through technology to the customers?
Yeah, basically, I will start with some more clarity on adoption of the technology. Uh, I think year backs, when the AC was not invented, when the washing machine was not invented, so people used to do the job with the fan and other with washing the clothes with hand. But now, since the technology is available, like we have air conditioner, we have a washing machine, so we are very easily adopting it because it is making our life simpler and more comfortable. So in the same line, I think I still in our sector, the adoption is a bit a concern due to there are three angles. One is, of course, yes, the cost, which is the primary challenge for most of the cooperative banks. Second challenge is, yes, we adapt the technology, but we don't adapt the skilled who can use that technology with the effective way. So that is also equally important. The level of technology we have, we should have our trained people who can use the optimal technology for the betterment of the customer and the bank as well. So, in certain cases, yes, it is necessarily we need to be very cautious and vigilant about the security of the technology as well. I'll give a small example here again. If I have 100 rupees in my wallet, so my approach of taking care of my wallet would be different if I am carry 1 lakh in my wallet. So if I carry 1 lakh in my wallet, I definitely need to take care of it. अगर कहीं public में जाता हूँ, I'll try to check whether no one has touched it or what. So same way, security angle भी हमें इतने ज़रूरी है adoption के साथ. Technology, definitely yes, it is a cost number one. But yes, if it's अगर उसको अच्छे से use किए जाए, तो काफी profit में enhancement हो सकता है. I'll give you a simple example of our bank. So a year back, we are using entire loan was on a manual side. I would say most of the cooperative bank are semi-auto mode. We are not fully function as an automated bank, like as a private sector banks are. So काफी कुछ loan की process में हमने एक analysis किया. So we have a 41 branches in Gujarat. So अगर मेरी जो longest branch है, अगर वो courier से मुझे loan की file भेजती है, it takes 3 days to reach me. After that, it may take another 2, 3, 4 days to process it our head office. Then again sending back. Again a courier cost is involved. Once the loan is get cleared, the disbursement formality again back to head office. Then again sanctioned, and then the disbursement will happen. So on an average, turnaround time of each loan, if it is unsecured, was a 12 to 13 days. But if it is a secured, it is as high as 21 days. So then we think, why should we don't adopt something which may help our life to become more easy and can be a fully functioned software. So we have adapted a loan management software. We are the first bank who adapted that in Gujarat. So naturally it comes with a cost. But the benefit which we get it, we could manage the unsecured loan turnaround time from 12 to 13 days to now 4 days. Our loans are getting disbursed on a 4th day of the login. Number one. Number two, there is no physical courier and physical documentation of the process. Entire stuff is getting taken care by the branches itself. Branch will log in that file. Simultaneously, there are so many things which we may not be checking at the time of when we process it on a manual. We hardly check CIBIL. We hardly authenticate their pens, and maybe the other authentications are happening. But what about their income tax returns? So that our software is very robust on the API side, and it is taking care of it very well. Simultaneously, the decisions part is also designed in such a easy way that is purely on a base of signals. If the file is clear in a major 5 angles which we have decided. One is a repayment mode. One is how this customer CIBIL is. Third is what is the margins. Another is what is the risk rating and what is the internal rating. So all three are visuals with a meter from green, red to orange and red. So that is the flow is very seamless now. And naturally, what we are losing without technology was 15 days of interest. That was we are losing now, which we are gaining very aggressively on that front. Yes, adoption naturally it's a challenge for in initial first year, but now the flow has become very fast and it is working absolutely well.
Great.
So that is one of the example how we can make a change in our life with the adoption of the technology.
So, by using technology, you have added business value also.
Correct.
And started earning interest on that.
Yeah, yeah.
But your concern I'm taking forward to Arti also. We have technology. This is declared as a digital age by the World Bank. And Arti, I think there are different methods of now theft and all. So you have gone through major cyber security threat. But one thing is that we should salute Cosmos Bank after this also, under the leadership of Mr. Kale and Arti as the CIO. She has taken these efforts to come out of this and take best of the best security measures available. Would you like to share your experiences with the people?
Sure. First, I will share about the digital transformation and then about the security. So, as Sir rightly said, that digitalization is now been transformed into the digital transformation. So, what is new into that? So, earlier we were providing as a bankers, we were providing some products to the customers, and they were accepting our services. But now what happened that with digital transformation, customers are demanding something and we have to accommodate their needs and accordingly provide the services. That is a major change has been obtained in the banking services. So the digital transformation also has bring out certain security aspect of it. And now only three buzzwords are in the banking industry, which we can say around which all the services are now has been catered or. So one is that AI, artificial intelligence, as you always know, that artificial intelligence and ML is now been the buzzword in the banking industry because everybody wants to use that and disrupt that technology. And the second is the data analytics. So these two services are actually it's been disrupted by the banking industry to offer the services to the customers. So there are different types of customers and we have to provide those services according to the category of the customers. When providing these services, we cannot only rely on the technology because technology in isolation cannot bring anything, or we cannot only rely on the technology, but we also have to depend on the process and peoples who has to bring that technology effectively into the banking industry and exploit that and provide the services to the customer. So unless we have people, process, technology, that will not help us. So we have to worry about those peoples also who are making best use of that technology. So whenever we think of any technology, then first find out what use cases we have to bring out to the customers, and with the help of that, what product and services we can offer to the customers. And then try to implement that technology. Unless you do that, it will not give you any cost-effective service or cost-effective solutions to the banking industry. And you will not get the ROI as well. So as both the CEOs are worried about that, my technology should give me something, otherwise I will not be able to brought up my bottom line. Otherwise, I will not be adding anything to the profit. So, digital transformation, we should look into that way. Because when we use any technology, it should be for the customer, but again, it should have some ROI for the bank as well. Then only it will bring the digital transformation. So we
Great.
have used this AI/ML technology in most of the services which we are offering to the customer. One that is a classic example of digital lending. Digital lending right now, earlier we were using the manual processes, manual efforts to process the files. like sir said, Adi said, ki there are lot of effort, there are lot of tat we have to put, and then only the file get processed. Now there are lot of things which we may not be validating, or we may not be verifying, like PAN, Aadhaar, or even ITR return or GST return. But if we put together all this data, it gives us a different aspect, and we can think on from the different perspective to that borrower, and then decide whether we should give the loan or reject that loan. So then here we are using the AIML technology, because we have the data, we have the pattern, then AI, artificial intelligence and data analysis will give the different dimension to think about that customer. And then only we rely, we take the decision, though we take the decision, but technology is supporting us to take that decision. So these are the things that we should get implemented, get benefited from the technology, and take the disruption from the digital transformation.
Great.
So while implementing AIML, we also have certain aspect like security aspect, how to look at the security. So if we look at the security, first we have to think about what the perimeters is thinking, what the perimeter security is there, and what is our perimeter is saying about our bank or our organization. So perimeter scanning is most important, and for that, all the banks should follow the cyber security guidelines. And cyber security guidelines say that you should have the brand reputation in place, anti-rogue application in place, and dark web scanning in place. So if you do all these things, then you can know in advance that where is my organization, what is been doing, what is been there in my favor, in my organization's favor, and what is been there in against my bank. So dark web scanning allows that information to come into our organization, and then we can take a decision what should be done to prevent or protect that incident. So this will help us. So this will help us to in advance think about what security we should implement in our organization in advance. Along with that, we also have to implement the XDR solution, like endpoint solution, which will give us the if any particular threat is coming into our organization through our endpoints. So that will also give us in advance the information about what is there, and we can what is there in advance, we can say isolate that machine and protect us from the security threat coming to our organization or servers. So this XDR solution is also important to implement in the organization. So this is some of
So
the
you're talking about infrastructure should be capable of the fault finding earlier.
exactly.
Okay. And best you have touched upon a point that the business team and IT team should work together. So that only gives us ROI. I think the business side is concerned about the ROI, how much I'm investing, what is the cost I'm incurring. So Mr. Kailas, what is your experience about this?
10 साल पहले एक ट्रांजैक्शन जब करता था कस्टमर तो उसका कॉस्ट 40 to 50 रुपीज़ था, क्योंकि वो बैंक में आता था, उसके बाद उसे 10 बजे से 5 बजे के टाइम में आना पड़ता था, टाइम भी कंसर्न था, कॉस्ट भी कंसर्न था एज ए बैंकर, क्योंकि उस टाइम उसे लाइट सब कन्वर्ट किया रेंट, तो वो ट्रांजैक्शन एक ब्रांच का ट्रांजैक्शन 40 रुपीज़ के नियर अबाउट जाता था। आज के सिनेरियो में डिजिटल ट्रांजैक्शन देखा जाए यूपीआई पे तो 1 रुपीज़, मोबाइल बैंकिंग में 1 रुपीज़ जाता है। अभी आरती मैडम ने कहा वैसा कि कोऑपरेटिव बैंकर को फाइंड आउट करना चाहिए कि हमारे कस्टमर प्रॉफिट देने वाले कस्टमर कौन से, एक्टिव और इनएक्टिव, कैसे होते हैं कि सर्विस हम सबको दे रहे हैं, मगर एंड रिजल्ट देखना चाहिए, थोड़ा सा प्रोफेशनल बना भी आना चाहिए, क्योंकि टेक्नोलॉजी में तो पैसा बहुत खर्चा होने वाला है, तो ये पैसा कहाँ से आने वाला है, ये तो प्रॉफिट से ही अपने को करना पड़ेगा। आज लोन और डिपॉजिट का मार्जिन देखा जाए तो वो भी कम हो गया है, मीन्स उसमें 3% या 4% स्प्रेड रहना चाहिए, अभी 1% पे आ रहा है। टेक्नोलॉजी कॉस्ट बढ़ रहा है, टेक्नोलॉजी आज इम्प्लीमेंट कर रहे हैं, कल वो पुराना हो रहा है। अभी कहाँ तक बैंकर उसके पीछे भागने वाले हैं और कहाँ से वो टेक्नोलॉजी लाने वाले। जब हम टेक्नोलॉजी लाते हैं तो 1 ईयर इम्प्लीमेंटेशन में जाता है, नेक्स्ट ईयर में थोड़ा बहुत प्रॉफिट आता है, 3rd ईयर में वो डिस्ट्रॉय हो जाता है। तो ये आगे चलता ही रहने वाला है। बैंकर को सर्विस देना है तो कहीं तो भी शेयरिंग मॉडल पे आना चाहिए कि खुद का सीबीएस होना इन मैटर है, क्योंकि आज आईटी टीम ही नहीं बैंक के पास। जिनके 500 करोड़ बैंक है उनके पास आईटी टीम ही नहीं। हम 2 दिन से सीसो, साइबर सिक्योरिटी, ये सब तो बहुत सुन रहे हैं, मगर जहाँ पे आईटी का बंदा ही नहीं, तो ये बैंक को कोई तो भी नैपकैप या कुछ अम्ब्रेला ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, जैसे अभी पुणे एसोसिएशन ने स्टार्ट किया है। हम आरती मैडम, मैं भी वहाँ पे एक आईटी कमेटी के मेंबर है। हम वेंडर एनालिसिस करते हैं। सबसे पहले क्या है कि बैंक को क्या नीड है, उनका लेवल 1 में तो उनको क्या नीड है, लेवल 2 वाले बैंक को क्या नीड है। हम बोलेंगे हमें नहीं, हमें सबको सॉक इनेबल है। सॉक सबको नहीं है। जो आउटसाइड सर्विस दे रहा है, इंटरनेट बैंकिंग यूज कर रहा है, मोबाइल बैंकिंग यूज कर रहा है। अभी आरती मैडम ने कहा वैसे एआई तो इतना मार्केट में आने वाला है, तो उसके बाद आज कोई भी किसी का आवाज़ निकाल के कहाँ से भी फ्रॉड होने वाला है। मीन्स फेसिंग, मैं आपका फेसिंग चेंज करके या आपका फिंगर चेंज करके ट्रांजैक्शन करने वाला हूँ। अभी कई बैंक को तो आईटी स्टाफ ही नहीं, तो उनको तो सर्विस देना है। अभी सर्विस देना है तो फिर कॉस्ट मैटर है। अभी कुछ बैंक का तो ऐसा है कि प्रॉफिट 1 करोड़ भी नहीं होता है। और आज साइबर सिक्योरिटी का 58 कंट्रोल इम्प्लीमेंट करने के लिए कम से कम ईयर में 1 करोड़ रुपये जाता है। तो अभी उनका प्रॉफिट 1 करोड़ है, तो साइबर सिक्योरिटी में 1 करोड़ जाएगा, तो फिर बैंक चलेगी कैसे।
So that means अभी नैपकैप ने जो एफर्ट्स करके अम्ब्रेला ऑर्गेनाइजेशन किया है,
Yes,
we should
yes.
approach umbrella organization for providing IT services. We should contribute for that. So
क्योंकि वेंडर आता
I
है,
think that
आरबीआई का
is-
कोई भी सर्कुलर आता है, वेंडर 2 मिनट में खड़ा होता है कि ये प्रोडक्ट हमने बनाया है। अभी वो तो टेस्ट भी नहीं होता है और उसका पैरामीटर और कॉस्ट कहीं पे भी फिक्स नहीं।
Mr. Varghese, you don't have a payment settlement. So the credit cooperative society is also a financial services provider. So how do you implement the technology? How it is benefiting you?
I will personally say benefits have been explained, the strategies have been explained. I will more say how the societies should be or cooperative segment should be implementing. Identifying the priorities of the organization is very important. For example, in this panel itself, there are banks which have been working for decades, running thousands of crores of business. For me, I'm representing a cooperative society which is just 2.5 years old. We are just running a business of 500 crores. But then my panelists are having business of more than 1,000, 2,000, or even 10,000 crore plus. The organization's objective should be what is the kind of digitalization or what is the kind of strategy I should be putting in, and what are the parameters I should be capturing when I go digital. That completely aligns with the idea of the customers, the staff, and most importantly, as Arti Madam was telling, there is an ROI which is attached to that. Secondly, I feel that there will be a process change or a kind of strategic difference inside the organization. All of us from the cooperative segment have been used to pen to paper model. Suddenly when there is a change come, there will be a lot of ideological thought process which is happening. That needs to be addressed without having an impact on the business. At the same time, ensuring and keeping in mind that the staff who are involved in this are completely understanding the importance of digitalization and how that is going to enhance the productivity and end profitability. Third and most important factor which I thought is that identify your digitalizing partner specifically, because he should understand your requirement and he should be in a position, or that organization should be in a position to solve your requirements, at the same time provide you with the suggestions at the same and the kind of enhancing measures which will take you to the next 5-6 years. We are not talking about investing every year, but then they should be able to take you. But then there are regulatory measures, right? Whenever we are going digitalization, it's not that, we go upside down and then go make it every digital. There are regulatory constraints, let it be RBI, let it be Ministry of Corporation. There are measures which we need to address. There are parameters which we need to capture. All these parameters needs to be done as per the understanding with our digital partner. And these are the major areas which will allow us when we go into the next level. I completely agree with the point, yes, finance needs to enhance. I completely agree with the point that, yes, we will have specific time labs will be there. But end of the day, your productivity has to enhance unless and until you don't cover all these areas. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Varghese. So ultimately, we are coming to a point that digital transformation is not only having or adopting new technology or latest technology, it is that how the awareness is created to the operating staff and taking forward to the customer. That is most important. So we should understand that.
So by default, one more factor which I feel which need to be taken care well, if you look at the current scenario in the private sector banks, each and every individuals are doing some or another way the cross-selling with the bank customer. So we can have we can use that extra staff which we have who can be converted well into the sales force and maybe the service force who can at least start cross-selling with the customer in a better engagement way. One more part I think which I feel which is missing in most of the cooperative banks is a CRM. I think, I'm sure more, like in Gujarat it is missing, I'm not aware about other states. But if you see that, if we open a savings account, what we will get, maybe 1,000 rupees or 2,500 or maybe 5,000 depending on the city of the deposits, that's it. And that's the only thing which we are doing as of now. So what best we can do that, like with the CRM, it's a very enhanced tool which will give us a picture about the capability of the customer. We can link this because that is under project which we are running. We can link that CRM along with the account aggregator. So we can at least have a clear picture about the customer profile, what is his deposit size. CIBIL is giving us a picture about his liabilities, but we are not analyzing his assets. So we can have that picture also on hand. Then we can analyze that customer. Maybe the CRM will take care of the customer onboarding part, customer calling part, what other benefits they are using. Because most of the time what is happening, the branches are those who are opening up the account, they are just getting the account open and rest things are taken care of. So that also can be added, lots of cross-selling opportunity for the customers.
Mr. Jayaprasad, I am sorry to skip the question to you also because the time's up. It's as I in the beginning said that it's a big topic. It requires a lot of time to discuss on the digital technology. Without IT infrastructure, we cannot think of running financial services also. So let us conclude here. But at the end of the day, having technology, digital transformation, the buzzword is that if you want a success, awareness creation to your staff, empowering your staff, and then taking forward to the customer, that is most important. And the maximum usage of the technology availability. That is most important. Thank you.
अभी कोऑपरेटिव बैंक में अभी 5 साल पहले किसने सोचा नहीं होता एक कस्टमर 2 बैंक में अकाउंट ऑपरेट कर सकता है आज के सिनेरियो में हो रहा है अभी 2 साल के बाद कस्टमर सेम अकाउंट पोर्टेबिलिटी होने वाला है मीन्स कस्टमर आज कॉस्मस में सर्विस में अच्छा दे रहा हो तो कस्टमर कॉस्मस का कस्टमर मेरे पास आ सकता है
To all the participants, yes, we have to move towards the what you call that digital transformation. But I would like to have one question to all, particularly big banks like Cosmos or even medium-sized branch. What is the time taken for transformation from earlier banking to this new banking? Time taken means I would like to say whether you found after this all kind of techno services, your customers or borrower, they have accepted your principle of this. Whether it's affected adding of the customer or moving some of the old age customer from the bank, because that generally that count we are not discussing or that is not taken into account. How many customers we lost because of the transformation? Yes, it may be, no? We can't say that. And secondly, how many customers are added? That is one second. And third thing I would like to ask, all these big banks particularly, do you think by this kind of services, the urban cooperative bank is losing their actually the principle of banking? This is my basic question.
Very good question, sir,
Wait-
because I will answer, I will try to answer that.
Three
See,
questions answer, I want different.
I understand that. So when you said how much time has been taken, so I will answer that first. It's not a time, it's a digital journey. So it is a eventual journey which takes a lot of time.
No, time I would like to say not that time, not your time. Acceptable time for the customer.
That's what
Suppose
I'm
you are
saying.
introduced one.
That's what
idea.
I'm
What
coming
is
to
the
that.
acceptable time?
I'm
That I would
coming
say.
to that.
She said that it is a customer journey.
It's a journey.
How do you take it, the technology to the customer through your staff, empowering your staff to the customer and customer accepting it. If it is not accepted, like say
सर पहले तो ये जर्नी है, तो ये आप ध्यान रखिए कि एक दिन में या एक साल में ये होने वाला नहीं है. तो वी हैव टू वेट, बट इट हैज़ टू बी लाइक कि कस्टमर को अडॉप्ट करने के लिए वी हैव टू वर्क अ लॉट ऑन दैट, because there are lot of category of the customers who demand different services. As you rightly said, old age customers will not go for the digital transformation or digital product. We have to have certain bouquet products for them which will serve their purpose. We'll have youth customers which will have the digital products for their needs, and the other customers who will be actually using either technology or manual. So there are different categories of customer we have to build, and according to their needs we have to build the product. So
Okay,
this
my
is
third question.
your other question,
Third question,
is
yes.
about cooperative banks and cooperative principles. I would rather don't differentiate yourself with the commercial banks and cooperative banks. We are commercial banks.
We are commercial, that I accept.
Absolutely, I think
Thank
that is
you.
a
Thank you
great
very
and